Welcome
Hello.
back to Creative Crits for yet another session of yet another adventuring party.
Woo!
Awesome. We have Creative Crits are a online social media tabletop role-playing game community, and you can find us in every facet practically of social media. Your Instagram, your Twitch, your YouTube. Hit the right buttons and make sure that you follow us along for the rest of this great journey and every other journey to come. Programming will be a little bit lighter this month. However, we will be having regularly scheduled games of Collad and yet another adventuring party coming throughout the next few weeks. Today is episode 8, Figuring It Out. And with that being said, let's dive right back into the wet paint of Pentiment.
All right.
Which that particular paint is quite a moonstone hue at this point. You are all on the western moon of Pentement, Woon. Specifically being held in the city of Woon after you crash-landed with a criminal who you found out afterwards was basically leading you on a goose chase. Quite different from the prior goose chase you interacted with.
It all makes sense.
Really hope Humphrey's okay.
And at this point, you have all spent several hours together, locked away in, of course, a typical crescent-barred cage, deep under some of the ground in the city of Woon. Not far from you, probably a good 20 feet, is Ronald Daylight in a much smaller sort of prison. He's already been taken away once or twice, and you can now see him being led back by a moon warden as they shut the door and crank these crescent levers.
Oh, hey, quick question. We got his bow.
His bow. He does not have his bow. You might have had his bow, however, that has been taken to you from you, as it belonged to the Wardens of Woon. So in the meantime, it is not in your possession. But Ronald looks back at you as soon as he's put back in his cage and goes, Hey! Y'all seen what they did with my bow?
Oh, we were having a
I'm
conversation.
sorry, your bow?
My bow, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, my bow. I rightfully stole it.
And we shall do the same.
So there you go. Turning me in got you locked in the slammer just the same way, huh? So what's our plan now? What's the next move?
Well, we were having a nice chat. I was talking to these guys about how, like, you know, when you have a musical instrument built into you, you don't know if you were just built for being a bard or if you were, you know, wanted to be a bard. Anyway, you want to be part of that conversation?
Similar, actually. It's interesting because it's, you know, the kind of discussion that a lot of us silverware have all the time. You know, it's a weird thing to be able to sympathize on, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, are you intrinsically made for cutting, or could you have other skills that you learn or that you're nurtured into?
Well, that's just it. I used to be a librarian.
Exactly.
So...
Exactly.
And I've been wondering, have you ever wondered if your nose smells like something?
I know my feet smell all the
Yeah,
time.
I know what you're talking about. That goes through my mind all the time.
I've never had
I've
No
never
scent
wondered
today.
that, but I don't have a nose.
Yeah.
Today.
Well, anyway, are y'all gonna get me out of here or what?
Oh, no.
God damn that.
Cease! Cease! A voice carries throughout the cavern as you can hear a door swing open and several crescent-headed wound wardens step in. This is no more time for idle chatter. A prophecy has been spoken. And more has developed.
No.
The wound wardens immediately walk over and unlock the door to the cage that you are all in.
Well, thank you.
So yeah,
A particularly large wound warden with a long cloak that's actually tied up at the top of the tips of his crescent, so it falls downward behind him. seems to twist his head in a manner that seems like he's considering you. We have been trying to verify your presence.
We didn't bring any presents.
No, but you seem to have brought others. We have found them. Why did you not speak?
With a what?
Oh.
Oh!
Yeah. Things
Is
have
he,
gotten
like-
a little out of pocket.
Yeah,
It's
they're not with us. Them. They're
What
well, I
are we
don't know
talking
them
about?
very well, but I
The
don't
face
like them
changey?
from what I do know.
Oh,
you
right.
know,
Yes.
Trudge.
Yeah, the
it's-
guys that beat the crap out of me.
Our good friend Trudge, and
Not-
also that other, I can't remember his name.
Yeah. Yeah, you isolate quite easily that they're referencing any face in his anywheres. And apparently they say that they have taken notice of them.
You know where they are? We could
We're
take care of that for you.
yeah.
We know
Happily.
many things, say the wardens. However, understanding is something else entirely. They are not
So
associated with you.
No, so we're
No.
friends, but we're the kind of friends where we do mean things to each other.
We're not
Enemies.
friends.
Frat brothers. is
I do not understand this relationship. However, you will have time to clarify it. We will take you to the Scrying Chamber. Follow us. Hey, what about me? Says Ronald as they follow you side by side and start leading you away from his empty cell.
See,
Bye.
see you later, I guess.
Goodbye.
Hopefully not, but
After just a few moments, you're taken down a few stairwells. You can see glints of light reflecting out from the stars and the darkness of the sky around. But you are being brought deeper into the city of Woon. At which point, this cloaked warden steps into a room with a host of wardens. Looking by the number, there's a good 12 of them here, all with some bracelet or some piece of attire to signify themselves as individuals. And in the middle of this pool, in the middle of this room, is a shallow pool of this liquid metallic sort of substance.
it's been a long time since I've had a good scry. It's very therapeutic.
Yes, these are scrying times, he says, as a light flickers behind throughout the room. You are brought over next to the pool as it swirls, and quickly, within a few moments, a clarity develops from it. And looking down into this pool, you see Trudge Anywhere, sitting at the top of a wooden battlement built at the very top of a massive breastplate.
hey guys, it's Trudge.
There.
Yeah. I missed that dude.
What's
yeah.
he sitting on?
It looks like he's sitting on a several story tall piece of armor.
That look familiar? Just like generally to anybody else?
I mean, it's been interesting that we've run into, what was it, a giant hand? Literally ran into a giant hand.
Mm-hmm.
There was...
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We handled it.
Yeah. There was... we beat a dead
Yeah.
horse there.
Oh yeah, we did beat a dead horse.
Yep.
Yep.
And then there was that boot on top of that goose.
We booted
Really
that
should
out.
have followed up
Yes,
on
it is
the-
still down on
on the
the
goose
phone.
boot.
And yes,
Well,
now
that's
you
okay.
are seeing this torso, this chest piece, that
No,
by
the chest
proportion itself, it seems to be made of a different material, but proportion-wise, it fits the other pieces that you've seen. He sits up atop of this this battlement built upon it with stairs on either side, as massive amounts of food are being carried by Blemyes, those people with eyes in their shoulders and mostly their face and their torso,
Oh.
as they continue
Guys are here too.
to bring up a large banquet. Trudge can be seen, his stomach already protruding out from his breastplate, well engorging himself and seeming to have a good time.
The scry thing over here.
Your thoughts on this individual? says the warden.
This is the gesture I make when I don't know what's going on.
Very well. Perhaps this will change your mind. And there's another humming of tones in the same room as the pool shifts. There you see a figure with a lot of hair throughout his face, almost animalistic, as he's climbing down from these purplish trees out from a massive amount of clouds. It looks like he's extremely distressed and moving frantically. And from a part of his ripped clothing, you can see a tattoo on his arm. A tattoo that looks basically like the two theatrical faces, but instead one shows a wide grin, the other face laughing maniacally. Sabo, please give me a history check.
Absolutely. That's a 3.
Huh, nice artwork.
Yeah. He's got a tattoo, guys.
You feel like you've seen it somewhere.
I have. I definitely have seen
Like
that
right
tattoo
there.
Right there.
Right there.
It's, yeah.
Anything?
Any face, right? No, anywhere.
Any face.
Anything?
Any.
Trying to
Any
attach a
face?
name to this specific figure, you recognize this was one of Anyface's other goons, Shipwreck, the Shifter, who was up on the rocks when you first met their group.
Yeah, no, I recognized the face. Couldn't put a name to it, though.
I recall having some interactions with this fellow. Yeah.
Nothing
It's a
memorable?
little fuzzy. Listen, I only have so much storage. I gotta dump it every once in a while.
Perhaps this may be more familiar. And another tone hums throughout the room as the pool shifts once more. And as you lean forward and look down into the scrying pool, you notice someone extremely familiar. But no one more familiar than Grant.
What?
You see, walking through the Capitol, Grant, left hand, dressed in fine clothing.
Oh, I know this one.
Next to him, a warforged of particular build. As they're walking into the Capitol halls, you can recognize some of the finery of the walls. It's the royal palace of Society.
A me-forged, warforged?
Oh no.
Looks exactly like you.
Well, that's a little racist, but okay.
A guard halts them a moment at a door before Grant holds up a piece of paper, and the doors are opened into a throne room.
Oh.
There at the back of the throne room sits in his giant magnificence, black, bubbling liquor inside a gargantuan vial, is Emperor Heroism Devile. Both of the two figures step in and shut the door behind themselves. Moment to comment.
There's not like a possible time delay on your scry.
Where it's ahead of what's going on.
This is
Right.
not a seeing pool of the future, but of the now.
We have to get down there.
Yeah, we got some imposters.
These guys are dangerous, right?
Yeah.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
So, immediately you see this Grant left hand striding across the throne room as
That's trippy.
the Emperor
Man,
shifts.
he looks so cool.
He shifts a moment, surprised, almost startled, as that entire liquid sloshes before settling, and he leans forward. Grant walks over to a large sofa and immediately plops down, putting his feet up on it.
Rude.
Well, says Emperor Devile, have you succeeded then? Is the rampage dealt with?
No.
Are they gonna?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't care, is what Grant replies.
That does kind of sound like you.
That's either the most Grant thing you've said, or you're not him at all. But I am him. He doesn't wear clothes that nice.
Oof.
Good point.
Oh.
You're keen brew, Emperor Devile. I am not Grant. I am much, much better.
Wait, guys.
His face shifts back to his own, the pure, recognizable visage of any face.
Yep. Yep.
I was really worried I was an imposter.
We were gonna have to check you, but
Yeah,
we're good.
yeah.
I've
Really?
heard much about you on my travels here. Heard you had a particular interest in figures, like ourselves, as we have been described as since we have arrived, anyway. More of you, says Emperor Devile. Curious. What do you want, then? I've learned of the deal you've made with Grant and his posse. I simply want to collect it,
Oh, now
says
we're
Anyface.
posse.
But you're
I
not.
got a promotion.
Oh, but I can be. And I can be far more cooperative than him. No one else will know the difference. From what gossip I've gathered, you are going to release an army from your service? Keep your promise, at least publicly, and release them to me instead.
Oh, cool, man.
The giant vial begins to bubble in some frustration.
Oh, don't you dare agree.
You have nothing you could offer me. I can tell you all about the world outside your horizon,
Oh,
dear Emperor. You'd have me release the silverware from my ranks, as promised, to you. And what would you do with them? Oh, I do nothing of the sort, of any kind. Believe me, I'm not very ambitious as a person, says Anyface. They wouldn't rally around an idiot like, well, this, he says as he shifts back to Grant. But Sabel, he says, pointing to his other companion, the Warforged.
Oh, no.
Immediately, the only recognizable difference you now see as the scrying focuses on this false Sabel is a nice hat that is quite markedly different than your own. And as the hat is lifted, the figure of Peric anywhere, the human cleric, can be seen as he sets it on top of his head again. From what Peric has heard, the silverware just might listen to reason from Sabel. After all, I hear he's technically mayor now. The massive concoctian bubbles in deep contemplation. Listen, ultimately, your highness, I want your happy little rule in this quaint little painting to continue on along just the way it is. I don't care what happens in here. I mean, sure, it's beautiful, but so far every apple I've eaten tastes the same. I want to bring down these amateurs. In exchange, I will be your Grant right hand, as long as the left hand is mine.
I don't get it.
The liquid bubbles and simmers before the Emperor raises up his glass, looking directly at Anyface. And you'll tell me of your world beyond. Anyface grins. What do you want to know? With that, the scrying pool immediately becomes muddled and cloudy and returns back to a metallic substance.
This is very bad.
How
And-
dare he go back on his deal?
Ah, says the cloaked Woon Warden. This you have a response to.
So, point of clarification: how close are you all to the Emperor?
We know nothing of the politics of the land below us. It is not our duty. It is not in our purview. We are wardens of the Woon and nothing else.
Mm. All right. Well, this isn't great. him knowing more about the outside world is not ideal. He's a bit of an expansionist, a bit of a tyrant. But I think I already figured out a way to fix this.
All right.
Really?
Shoot.
I mean,
Really?
let's think about it. If they try and have them follow that Sable, no, not that. No.
Right.
Maybe. But if they try and follow that Sable, all I have to do is challenge him to a rock off, and I'll be better than him. So we're good.
That's true.
Yeah.
Is that how you became mayor last time?
Oh no,
we saved the town.
I was on a roll.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It was pretty good.
It was pretty good. We watched that.
Yeah, I was vibing.
Yeah, that was a good night.
Yeah. Wait, is this TV to you?
What?
Oh, how do I know what TV is?
Theater? Is
Is
this
this like
theater?
theater?
There you go.
I am sorry that the revelations are disconcerting to you. However, this clarifies that they are not part of the prophecy that has been given, and thus we may proceed.
Proceed. What's this thing about a prophecy everybody keeps talking about?
Remember when there was a guy in you
I mean, Honram's up there all the time, but like.
said new?
Recite
So-
the prophecy, he says, as a different Woon Warden, this crescent downturned from the neck, comes forth, and from it it sings. Orbikath has been sealed away, left his war to fight another day. In moonlight he waits to return to land, once touched by first returning's hand. Yes, thank you.
A little
Says-
pitchy,
says the man.
but you have promise. Yeah.
It nods at you.
You guys, the rest of the panel, want to say anything?
I'm
Are
tone
we-
deaf, so.
Oh, okay.
It sounded good to me.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Orbikath sealed.
This prophecy is only given to those that would be fit to prove themselves in the release of Orbikath.
Released.
Thus,
Returnings.
you must prove yourselves and release him.
What'll that do exactly?
Yeah.
Good question. Good question.
Orbikath was one of the greatest foreseers of his time, a legendary diviner. I am sure if the difficulties of these revelations you have received may be too much for you, the wisdom of Orbikath will surely set your path straight. However, upon his release, we can give no further guarantee. He is a figure, and thus he is limitless.
All right. So Orbikath is a figure. And so he's like us, but he's been sealed away. Is there any history behind what he did before he was sealed away?
Ooh,
There's a lot, yeah. But
so Brie, from what you'd be able to gather, Orbikath is, in terms of the figures, almost all written knowledge on them is written in myth and legend. So it was like being able to have the foresight of entire battles happening before they ever occurred. And so not even needing to send his regiment of men to a certain position while sending them another. He was instrumental in references to a very ancient war that occurred in the early history of Pentement. But there have not been any references to him since the pinnacle of that conflict.
yeah, it's mostly stories, and stories versus history. You never know exactly what's getting exaggerated, but all in all, there's not been a lot lately. It's not like children's stories or anything. Just old myths.
Does he seem like a bad dude?
Did he do like terrible
Well,
things in his time?
I mean, he's a
or-
figure. That's always complicated.
Yeah, it is complicated. There's a whole lot of layers of superstition that have risen around figures
Why-
since his time.
Woonies, why did you choose to...
If you call us that, you're going back in the Woony bin.
Wooners?
No,
Woonman.
Woonman?
Moon Mornings.
We really haven't had many people up here to call us things so far, so.
Oh, well, anyway, why did you protect him? Why is he...
We were made in the moment he sealed himself away. Made for the sole purpose of safeguarding Woon until this day. This
Alright.
most prophesized day.
All right.
So-
let me try the-
Actually, that goes back to a conversation we were having earlier. I was built with...
Can you smell the inside of your own nose?
No,
do not have
Not that one.
Not that conversation.
I was built with an instrument inside of my arm and therefore became bardic. But I don't have to do that. You were built for a certain purpose, but you don't have to do that. You made choices in order to be that.
We have never had a choice. We were forged for this duty and this duty alone.
That's kind of why the figure stuff is complicated.
Those of us that you had slain before are not truly dead. They simply recycled their essence back to the duty
Oh,
set
nice.
to be set.
So
This is one of the many reasons we have chosen not to kill you.
we can wipe that off our consciences. Well, so to that point though, what inspires you to do the work you do?
The eventual release of Orbicath and the savior of this world.
So he's supposed to save the world.
No, he shall foresee how it shall be done.
So he tells you how it's going
See,
to be.
I got
saved.
there. It was
Yeah,
roundabout. I
well,
got
let's go
there.
get this guy.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds
the-
like he's got a lot of
All in
information.
favor?
Yeah.
I'm down.
Well, the worst thing that can happen is we just lock him back up, right?
He's a figure. That might be hard, but okay. I guess if you guys think it's the right thing to do.
Very well! We shall commence the trial!
Oh, am I supposed to? Sorry.
they all hum Woon. As more decorative attire Woon wardens escort along and lead you down into a specific tunnel into
Oh, we're doing
the
this
moon
now.
itself.
Oh,
That
okay.
was a nice little woony.
Yeah, was that not implied? I thought you guys got that.
Yes, you gotta do this now. Otherwise, you're trespassers. You're not the prophesized ones, and you had no right to be here. You're just as bad as that guy that stole
Man,
all
this,
of our stuff.
this really feels like a catch-22.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but this really feels like a catch-22.
So, you're escorted down further into the tunnels of Woon as the walls become more opalite and crystalline in their make. Until you're then brought to an orb set on a pedestal that seems almost quaintly just tucked away in an unhewn stone sort of moon cave. Here it is. You just touch it, and then you'll begin. Good luck.
Johnny, this is usually your...
Right.
But
What? Do I know what this is?
It looks like some sort of magical orb. You
Yeah.
can see power resonating from it.
Is there any way that I might be able to figure
which
out?
one of you came here first when you came into the painting?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
It's a really good question.
I
believe it was settled. We all ate the chip like
Yeah,
at the
we
Yeah,
ate
at
same,
the same
same
time.
time.
Yeah.
So maybe we should.
So maybe you should all touch it.
I'll touch it at the same time.
Fine. Yep, fair. Let's. All right, guys.
Who's grabbing Brie?
Good luck.
Oh wait.
Oh,
what?
yeah.
Right. Grant, you go ahead and grab Brie.
Yeah. You want to just ride on, just like
Yeah,
hang out
sure.
on my
Okay.
back
Yeah.
for a sec.
Just
Just like I imagine, just like across the back.
Sure,
just like
yep.
Yeah.
Slide it in.
almost taller than me, so it has to be like at an angle. Like I couldn't go through a doorway.
Buster
Full
Yeah.
JRPG
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now.
A blinding light fills the air as what would be a piercing sensation calmly drops you into a cool sort of feeling. You feel like you're dropping through part of the moon until finally you settle down and your vision clears.
It's like when they stand up too fast getting out of bed.
You are now in
That
a
was horrifying.
Terrible.
I didn't
Are
know
you
that
built
the
like that?
back, the figure's back could make that much sound. That was a lot.
Past 30, you wake up with sound effects.
Are you
So,
are you dying?
no, I mean, we're all dying. I'm just a little bit closer to it than you two.
So sorry.
I'm old, okay? I'm old.
Prove it, says a plaque above the hallway.
Oh, hi.
Prove what?
In these trials, you will have many things to prove. Let this be the first. And there's an arrow going on down this crystalline hallway.
You have to prove that you're old?
Maybe.
There's no way it could possibly make a reference to you being old. It just
Okay.
happened to line up quite
Okay.
well with
Prove-
the current discussion.
It and move forward. Okay, let's move forward, I
Okay,
suppose.
well, I guess we, yeah.
Here
So,
we go.
carrying yourself down this hallway made entirely of crystalline, the hall narrows to an empty niche at the end, shaped in a humanoid silhouette, almost like looking like just someone just slammed right through the crystalline wall.
It
What
is
we got
Looney
here is
Tunes.
a Looney Tunes situation.
Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes, yeah.
As you get closer to it, you can actually see that that shape and silhouette ends perfectly formed, like a crystalline suit suspended at the end of this long crystalline tether. And surrounding it, looking through the different faces of these gemstones, it's quite transparent. You can see that where this like suit niche is, surrounding it is this massive empty geode, whereby there is a sparkling of different energies. On a plaque above where this entryway is, it says, "Prove that you can resist what is to come. Step in and survive the 6 hazards."
Okay.
We're pretty
I just go.
Doesn't even
Okay.
hesitate. Just like, oh, noble act. Okay, let's go.
You'll have to take Brie off your back to
Oh,
fit.
yeah.
It's a tight
Oh,
squeeze.
yeah.
All right. Yep. So you step on in, and as soon as you do, you can see the crystalline start growing and morphing around you as behind it closes him off.
Oh, this is a bad idea.
So where the point you're now in this crystalline suit, held suspended in the middle of the chamber.
Yeah, split the party, that never ends.
Immediately,
Grant?
there is a building of concussive force that fires and fills the chamber. Grant, I'm going to need you to give me a strength saving throw at advantage.
All right. One second. Let me pull up a save here.
You want another dice to do
Yeah,
that?
let's just do
Yeah.
them both. There we go. That'll be 15.
Nice.
15. Awesome. All right. You are going to take 4 force damage as this massive amount of concussive energy just batters the suit that you're around. But you can see that blasts that might have killed you are simply fracturing the bit of crystalline surrounding you.
Yeah. You had a long rest, by the way, so.
Oh, are we back up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
everyone should be at
that helps a
back
lot.
up. You were in prison for a couple of hours.
For a while.
Yeah. And you were given some moon cheese to sate yourself
And
in
I
the
think
meantime.
all of us are pretty used to getting
Moon
a good night's
cheese?
Yeah,
sleep.
cheese from the moon.
Cheese.
It excited you quite a lot, Brie, until it showed up, and it's basically a packed thing of flavored moon dust.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, it doesn't matter.
It's like a small brick.
So it's like mac and cheese packets.
Yes.
As someone who just learned about eating, love it.
Grant, you
You
then
shouldn't.
see
It's
you,
very sad.
You can feel the form around you become almost more liquid as the crystalline reacts. And suddenly rays from multiple different angles fire out towards you.
Oh.
Please give me a dexterity saving throw at advantage.
That one's going to be less good.
Not
Let's
bad,
see.
though,
That's going to be a 14.
14.
Let me
Okay.
make sure my... Yeah, 14.
That is not enough.
All right.
You, okay, interestingly. These rays fire out having a green hue, and as they hit the crystalline, it starts to seep in between sections. As you can see, virulent poison dripping down and starting to fill the feet. At that same time, however, your hand activates and goes green. You're going to take half damage from this.
Should we be doing something?
Can we help him?
I think he has to do this alone. This is one of those like.
So, things that could help him would be like bardic inspirations or perhaps other spells. There is like a small opening at his back where you could still touch spells or whatnot through him. But at the moment, he is locked in here.
Yeah,
you got a potion of flying,
You can
dude.
poke me while I'm...
I have the urge to make him either larger or smaller, but I don't know why.
I would not. I
Alright.
don't think that
Another
thing looks
pulse
like
is
it's
coming.
going to move with him.
what damage have I taken from this?
You
current?
you only took 3 poison damage.
There
from
we
this
go. All right.
Once it was halved.
All right.
Anyone want to do anything in the few split seconds before?
You want to do an inspiration?
Yeah, I'm gonna just give you a little pat on the back as best as I can.
Just goose him.
All right. This dark amount of energy suddenly fills this empty geode as the suit that you're in begins to splinter and wither away from the necrotic forces filling it. Please give me a Constitution save at advantage.
There we go. I got it.
Okay, cool.
We're gonna do that's gonna be 13.
13. Won't be enough.
All right.
We might want to use it.
Do you want to use?
Yeah, let's just.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about
What do we got?
19?
What do we got?
19. Okay.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, you can feel this enervation just begin assaulting the suit that you're in and also trying to sap energy from you. But you hold your resolve as you can feel your body tighten against this impressive force and then relax once the wave dissipates. You then feel your mind starting to expand. Give me an intelligence saving throw.
No!
With advantage.
Should have saved that inspiration.
Maybe.
11.
11.
Do you want to maybe reroll the 11 for like? Yeah, okay. Hold on to it. That's fine.
He's got to take
11,
damage
okay.
from some of these.
Yeah.
I think it might be time for me to use protective field.
Ooh, okay. There is
for max.
8 psychic damage coming your
I
way.
prevented 8 damage.
Whoa!
I rolled
Yeah!
max, baby.
None of it. Psionic.
You do, however, have disadvantage on your next saving throw.
Okay.
So this next wave comes as there's a blinding flash of light, and I'm going to need a wisdom save rolled normally.
It's gonna be 6.
6. Ooh, okay. You are blinded.
Well, I'm already trapped in a sarcophagus.
You are blinded for 5 minutes.
Ooh.
Blinded. Hey guys, I'm blind. I think it's okay.
That's just the effects of the stuff. Just it'll wear off. Maybe.
Lastly, there is one last pulse, and though you are blinded, you see it. You see an image of yourself.
Oh, never mind.
you.
It's getting worse.
As a tone starts to build in that empty chamber, I'm going to need a charisma save.
Regular.
Roll at disadvantage.
Roll at disadvantage. That's okay. Because that is going to be a 16.
Yes!
Yeah.
Awesome.
Charisma casters, man.
You feel for a
Charisma
moment
casters.
as if your personality, your soul, what expresses Grant, left hand, is almost captured in a moment. Like
Just
you
save
almost
point.
had the chance of losing yourself.
Oh.
Quick save.
After this last moment, you can now see, when everyone else can see, you're still blinking your eyes quite rapidly, trying to get some use in them. The crystalline suit, as it ends, is shaped exactly to Grant's physique and proportions, and has
Does it give you
sustained
armor?
massive amounts of damage. It begins to crack away brittly as that suit expands outward from you and connects down through this empty chasm to form a complete crystalline tunnel.
Ooh.
You looked pretty good in crystal. That's kind of too bad.
Let's keep
Are
it
you
in
okay?
mind.
Yeah.
Let's keep it in mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am completely blind. Is this who is
It's the knife. It's,
Does she have?
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Does she have a seeing eye?
Yeah,
now?
just I'm gonna like move into like bump into his hand. It's just like I'll help you. Just hold on.
Hey,
Just hold on
Brie,
to
what's
me.
going on? How you doing?
Hey, yeah, just hold on to me. I'll make sure you don't run into anything.
Thank you. All right. One down. Did they say how many trials there were? Because I'm bleeding very, very bad.
They did not say.
Maybe don't volunteer for the next one.
All right.
Yeah.
Do we want to give him the health potion?
Oh yeah. Here, you can have this. Here, I'm just gonna open your mouth. Ah! You get a health potion.
All right.
Just a standard health.
Is that how many points is that?
Let me.
2d4 plus 2.
Yep.
4 is supposed to be.
Unless it's class specific, it might be different for you. Okay.
3, 2, so 5,
5,
7. That gets me right back up.
Yeah.
We're
Awesome.
back in action, baby.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what I like to
from
hear.
here, there is a staircase that seems like it's made of this gray sort of sapphire that continues downward past this sort of crystalline focus and more down into the actual crust of Woon itself. You find yourselves stepping into a circular room about 20 feet in radius, so 40 feet fully in diameter. Set at the top on the ceiling of this circular chamber are 6 different colored orbs set at different heights. As you step in, you can see right before you step in another plaque that reads, "Return the tones swiftly to prove your precision." And as you step in and take a good look around you, a tone rings out. You see the red orb glow.
I got this.
Okay.
What do you all wish to do?
I definitely returned the tone. Yeah.
So you just return the tone?
Oh yeah, I definitely. Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a performance check.
Nice. I don't know, like 30.
22 or no 20.
6? 27?
27.
27.
27!
Only 27? Really?
Wow.
Like,
Okay. So yeah, you step in and that tone goes, boom, and immediately you just resonate the same tone looking up at the orb, and you can see it flash red. Boom. Green flashes on the other corner of the room. Now, all of these orbs are at least 12 feet high up from the floor. Several others, the more close you go to the middle, are 15 feet. The ones furthest in, 17 feet up in the air. So, that tone registers again as it is quiet.
Yeah, definitely going with a.
You rolled good enough, you can keep that red going. So yeah, that red lights up as the green is on the other side of the room, a good 12 feet up in the air.
I was gonna say, how big is it?
The orbs, they're about a foot in diameter.
I'm gonna shoot it with my crossbow.
Shoot it with your crossbow?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
All right. It has advantage on the first attack because of the light.
Yes. And we are sort of in an initiative because this is time specific. So
Okay.
All
yes,
right.
you've gone, but we're not going to roll initiative. It's how you guys want to handle it.
So that's going to be plus. Sorry. attacks, sorry, are
4.
going to be +2, so that's going to be a 13 to hit.
13 will hit, yes.
Alright.
So, bam, you were able to hit the green. Boom, boom.
All right.
There's another pause. Boom, boom, boom. As
Wait.
a yellow orb, another corner of the room on the opposite end lights up. This one is 15 feet high in the air.
I'll just try to shout at it.
You're just going to try to shout at it?
Or,
Yeah.
return a tone.
Go ahead and give me a performance check.
Oh, that's
Cock.
cocked.
That's
Yes,
cocked.
Go ahead and reroll then.
Somewhere between terrible and wonderful. Nope.
And that's on 2.
Can you get
There
it in?
we go. All right, 9. Not
9.
Oh boy.
So, you perfectly on cue. Your timing's right. Give the wrong tone entirely.
Ba-da-da!
A red, more of an orange glow flares up in the room as there's a ba-da-bap
Oh no.
and
It's 100%
Mist
Simon said.
begins seeping up through the floor.
Oh boy.
I need everyone but Saybell and Brie to give me a Constitution save.
Grant.
Oh, we don't breathe.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Let
What's
me
it going to be?
see
Plus
here.
3. 11.
11. Okay.
Is going to be 14.
All right, so this vapor immediately comes up, and you can feel your consciousness immediately waver, but you're able to keep both of yourselves up
Okay.
as it dissipates some. Boom, boom, boom.
I mean,
I'll try to return the other tone. I've got
Please.
proficiency in singing, which
All
is
right.
my singing
Nice.
self.
You've
Why
locked
was
it.
I doing
So
it?
you've locked it
I don't,
down.
because you said you were doing
I
it.
need
didn't
another
have
attack
time.
roll from
Another
you
attack roll.
to be able
It's
to
just
hit
gonna be a
green.
straight attack roll.
Yep.
So it's going to be +2. Oh no, 4.
4. 4. Okay. So Dominic misses the green orb with his shot.
Yeah.
So someone else is either going to have to hit the green or
Has it been 5 minutes
it'll
yet?
reset. No, this is happening in seconds.
All right.
You're quite blind.
I'll sing at that one, Brie, if you want to try and take the third one. So
Okay.
let's.
Yeah, is 12 enough
There
on
we
the
go,
third one?
19.
19. Yes. So blindedly, Grant, you were able to find the right note. Brie, what was your question?
12 enough for the last note?
For the okay, bone tune tune. Yes. So for getting that yellow, what were you doing? An attack roll?
No, I was
Singing.
singing sawing at it.
Okay, you're doing a performance check as well.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, because you're in. Yeah.
Yeah. 12 is enough. Yes, the yellow lights up. Boom, 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 boom. Green lights up again.
You're green.
I'm green.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right.
Gonna sing at it again.
Taking the inspiration.
Okay.
Taking the DM
I'm taking my inspiration too. I don't.
There
want
we
it
go,
listed on
18.
18. Go. Red. Awesome. Green. We've got yellows coming up again.
No, that's you, Lex.
11. I did not do well. I only got 5 because I rolled a 1.
5. Ooh. Okay. But
I already threw an inspiration at it and a built for success. So
and you're trying to use performance for it.
I was.
Okay. So you're not able to hit the right tone, and immediately more vapor puffs out from the floor. Need Constitution checks from the two of you. Immediately, Brie, you're thinking it might not hitting the right note might be a lot harder than just hitting these things straight on.
Yeah. Is that one even hittable for me? You said it was like 15 feet in the air.
Most of them are, but I mean, if you're using some wall to jump off from, or I mean, most characters are about close to 6 feet anyway.
How high
you
can
had a
you
jump.
float?
Oh, screw it. Mind sliver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Constitution check wise, 21.
I got a 9.
9.
Wait, plus.
That's it.
Oh, straight
I
down.
got a 6 plus 3.
Okay, you barely stay conscious.
Is it psychic damage?
No, it's
Okay.
it's simply the sleeping vapor that's filling the
Okay.
room. So we've gotten as far as we're trying to hit that second green. So red, you've got that locked down. Green, how are you? You were doing the performance to get that
Yeah.
tone right the same way. Okay, you've succeeded on that one.
I think it's the second yellow word.
Yep, it's the yellow we're needing.
Yellow. Okay.
I'll slap the yellow with a mind sliver if I can.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Actually, do you have anything that's attack roll based?
Not easily.
Okay, fair enough.
Not at a
Wait.
distance,
Wait.
Unless I jump.
Bree, take
What?
my spear. Throw my spear.
A
decent
cheese
idea.
knife throwing a spear.
Yeah.
Psychically eating a spear.
I mean, he's blinded. He really can't use it.
Yep.
Okay, sure, I'll throw the spear.
Yeah, okay, give me an attack roll. Against the yellow orb.
Oh, that's a nice 21.
Nice.
Woo! Okay, yes, you're able to, bam, hit the yellow as green lights up again. You're on green. I'm going to need another roll from you. You have advantage because you've already hit the tone once.
Ooh, all right. Second steal.
This is just the second sequence that's being
Wait.
shown.
Fingers crossed, baby. 11.
11 is enough to hit.
Oh!
Or-
That was two very bad.
Yes, yep, you're able to get that note. Then, right after that second green, a blue orb in the center of the room, the highest point, 17 feet up,
So
glows.
I'm playing the first tone on my pan flute. I would like to take out a lyre and play this this note on the lyre.
Sure. Yeah, you're a Warforged. Go ahead and do it.
I got two.
Yeah, you're a one-man band.
It's still a 17.
17, yes, blue lights up as you hit the correct tone. On the other side from blue, this low tone as a purple light glows.
And that's the one that's like 17 feet up.
Yes.
I'm currently out of hands. So.
I'm gonna try and shoot it again.
Okay.
Wait.
Yep.
It's the best I
Wait,
can do.
hang on.
Could we make Bree big?
I'm surprised we haven't thought of that.
I don't know if I can. I mean, I'm like 6 foot now. What does that make me for?
You'd be like about 10 feet.
Yeah.
At least 12, right? Like double?
Yeah,
It
depends.
is.
Large is anywhere from like 10 feet.
Alternatively, I
Doubles
could
in
just
size.
move one of
Doubles
you
in
30
size.
feet in a direction.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
you could do that. So what's it going to be? Are you going to telekinetically project, or is Dominic going to shoot this one?
Johnny, let me get you a bit closer.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
And I'm
Right.
gonna toss Johnny at the orb.
You're tossed at the orb, and you're using your crossbow?
I had my crossbow out, but like as she tosses me, I'm just gonna take out my dagger.
All right, you have advantage on the hit,
Okay, great.
because
Perfect.
you've literally been hurled towards it.
This was purple.
Yep, that was purple.
Oh, no!
Yeah! Nat 20, baby!
Yes! You slam right in. Your dagger actually pierces into a bit of the stone of this orb as that purple note resonates again. And quickly, boop, red flashes one last time. I'm going to need another performance check from you.
Absolutely.
Get him. I have
A
no
red
idea what's
die
going
for the
on.
red thing.
Yeah!
Good enough.
That's well above 20. That's
Yep.
that's 25.
Only
So
25.
you are
Made
able
it.
to repeat all of the notes in the proper sequence as they all chime one unified tone. And then the floor drops out from where you are. As you are falling down like a granite slide that's just been perfectly polished. It's at that point you land. It's actually it's a few minutes of falling down the slide. So by then your vision actually starts to clear up.
Oh, so I'm like, oh, okay. No!
I had a concept something was happening, but it's so much worse than I thought.
As you're hurtling down. All right. Before suddenly you are dropped and your feet fall gently down to a pure white floor, a rectangular room that is white as ivory all around you.
Wow.
In this square white room, on the floor rests a pile of odd chrome tubes bent at impractical angles. A plaque above you says, "Prove you wield the magic of creation."
I got this. All right. I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna try and fit the tubes together.
Okay. So go ahead and first give me an insight check
An insight check.
as you walk up to these
Okay,
things.
great. Let's see here. So that is not something that I'm great at, I think.
I think you're better than the rest of us,
Yeah.
though.
I got
Which is
13.
the sad part.
13. So as you walk up to this, it excites you until immediately you feel some frustration and confusion. All of these parts are bent at such weird angles that assembling them together would create just a mishmash of no use. It's when you're looking at these things, it almost seems that as soon as you have an idea of how you could fit one to another, you look back and it's already altered itself to some extent. Grant, could you please give me an insight check, seeing as you now have eyes back?
Oh. All right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 5 actually. Turns out I do have a 5 for that one.
So Grant, you walk up and you notice, wow, there's some loopy parts, and you could probably just slide some pipes through the loopy parts.
This is one of those like high rolls equals bad things, isn't it?
You think what came out of Grant's mouth is probably one of the most ridiculous ideas, but it does give you a different angle to think about it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check as you're gonna take a closer look at these things.
I got advantage.
And you've got the goggles. You can bring
There
down.
we go.
Yeah. Get those goggles in there.
That's
19,
more
there
like
we
it.
go.
What's that
So
like?
dirty 20.
Oh, nice.
Oh no, with investigation. Sorry, no, that is plus
Higher.
4, so 23.
So immediately you're looking down at it, and the material seems absolutely magnificent. If only it had been made in some more helpful manner. But part of your investigation is also picking up some of these pieces to look at it closer. And just as you're picking up a piece and wondering if it might be able, because of how it's sort of coiled a bit, could represent sort of a spring, the tube tightens and forms a perfect spring in your hand.
Ah, that's how this works. All right. Let's go. So I will go ahead and let's see. What am I?
You got an unnatural 20 on that?
Yeah, well, I got a 23.
Yeah,
So-
you have a feeling looking down below you,
Yeah.
you might be able to make anything to your mind's imagination,
Anything that I wanted?
as long as you have the resources for it.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna turn this into a
Do a
tube.
giraffe. Do a giraffe.
Make a giraffe. It's a jackal. Make it a jackal.
It's a jackal.
Please don't make another me. That would get kind of awkward.
Aww. That's
That would be
touching.
adorable. No.
You could make it better.
But at this
Sable feels in his mind that God hates him.
It was at that moment I realized the universe was against me.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are gonna see, like, I want all three of you actually to roll a quick insight check, real quick.
18.
Whoa! That's a first.
4 and an 8. Okay, so you
Big ol'
see
4,
a
yeah.
quick, like, spark, like something changes about Johnny, because none of you have really ever seen Johnny invent before.
Yeah.
All of the stuff that I've done has been in my own workshop, away from you guys, while you guys were out.
We call it Johnny time.
But you see something like shift, and the voice that comes out of Johnny's mouth is not Johnny's. It is Hornrim's.
Oh, great. It's Hornrim.
And he goes, so this can become whatever I want it to be. You see the spring, like, shift. I imagine, like, it turns into whatever he's imagining.
They turn into whatever
you see the
components you're
spring
needing.
shift into a, like a cylindrical tube with like curved ends, and there's a nozzle, and then you see him attach like a curved tube to it. He picks up a brown piece that looks like wood, and he like shapes it into this stock here. Puts it down into another long tube here, creates a release, and then you see him pull back on this lever, and you hear a hiss. And Johnny has now created a pneumatic launching mechanism.
Attempting to, at least.
Attempting
Give me
to.
a Tinker's Tools check.
I get advantage on that.
Yes, I figured you would. Artificer.
And so I'm just going to be adding my proficiency. So
Give him inspiration.
Oh, hi. We don't know each other very well.
Oh, I know you quite well.
I don't know you quite well, but we're friends now.
All right, let's do this.
Ormond feels the muse.
So that is going to be it's going to be a dirty 20.
Okay, nice, yes. Very solidly, you were able to put this thing together, and functionally, you've taken something that was an anathema of mechanical just scrap, and over about 10 minutes or so, formed it into all the component pieces of this launcher that you've created.
Well, that doesn't look anything like a giraffe. So.
It's got a long neck. See what it spits. And you see me cock it back. I pull the lever. You hear the hiss, and
nothing happens from it. Oh, now Johnny might have had a moment's thought in this, but Hornerum, as soon as you touch it and you set it off, you realize what you've forgotten: the magic. You'll have to imbue one of your spells or whatnot into this.
All right, so you see him take one of the lenses on his goggles, and he snaps it off, and he crushes it, and then you see him sprinkle it over the device there. So he's destroying one of his infusions, essentially.
Okay, yeah, cool.
To infuse this device with magic. Where did my pencil go? There it is. All right, so he no longer has the detect life option on his glasses, but he does have.
There hasn't been much of that yet, anyway.
Yeah.
It's not been the most.
I'm pretty good at just detecting life, like regular.
Yeah.
Wise.
We just go hello, and then they go hello.
Often.
But he now
Sometimes
has
they don't.
has a pneumatic rifle.
Awesome.
Hey-o.
So, yes, what this is going to do for you, specifically, you're always using that vial spell, aren't you? The Tasha's
Acid.
vial.
Oh
the
yeah,
acid
the
vial.
acid vial.
You
Tasha's caustic brew.
using this as your implement when you cast that will now cast it as if it's cast one level higher.
Nice.
And
Alright.
as you crush and magic begins to just sparkle and seed into this device, and you can start to hear it work itself with magical energies, the white room topples on one wall as it just simply fades away. And before you, it then extends, almost in perfect contrast, in another rectangular room that's pitch dark. There is a silver plaque at the top of this last trial.
Are all the components gone from the previous one?
He would have used all of them up, yes. The path to self-creation requires a clean slate. Shed yourself of your greatest regret to prove yourselves.
Oh no.
Starts taking his.
How much metaphorical is?
No, I
Do we gotta do it?
I think we
Do we
got.
gotta
Wait.
just tell the truth here?
This has all been a
Yes.
one at a time thing. Brie, have you ever like murdered a person?
Wow!
No, haven't had the chance to murder a figure yet.
Okay,
No.
yet.
Yes. Wait.
Well,
Well,
you know,
sometimes I feel unsafe around you.
Well, we don't like
Glass
any face,
houses.
right?
Oh, man.
Up under the plaque, there are 3 black opals.
3 black opals.
Sorry, no, 4
Four
altogether.
black opals. Well, I'm reading this as though we are supposed to confess something. Yep.
Or regrets.
Yeah, you definitely get that feeling from this room.
Yep.
There's a stillness, a quiet. Nothing but your thoughts.
I had a group of friends before you guys, and sometimes when I think about them, I think we might not be friends anymore.
One of the black opals.
Oh, thank
lights
God that
up.
worked. Oh, that was a lot for me to say.
I appreciate your honesty. I wish that I had never tried to touch dreams. You see Hornroom come forward? Well, that's quite a confession. I wouldn't be here if you hadn't. Exactly.
A black opal lights up.
I don't know if it'll work for me. I'm not a figure or from your world.
You have a whole intelligence and being to you that is enough to be more than a figure, Brie. I'm sure it will work for you.
Okay. After I came through the painting and we had that really terrifying moment where we were running away from other people in your world, and we spent the night at that wizard's house. While I was resting there, I thought about trying to steal the painting and run away to somewhere safer, even though I couldn't. And I regret not trusting you guys more in that moment.
The black opal lights brightly as you finish that confession.
I don't know the difference between right and left.
The last
He's just such a pure being. Like, he's so dumb.
The last opal twinkles for a slight moment as from the darkness a seam breaks and stretches outward as the rooms that you were standing in disappear into themselves, and you now stand in a cool, calm, and silent core of crystalline. In front of you, just down a slope of about some 20 feet, in a massive heart of opalite, you can see the outline of a figure sparkling through the many faces and facets of the gemstone, locking him away.
Before we move forward, I would like to say something. Brie, I can only speak for myself, but I'm glad you're here, and I understand not trusting us at first. Johnny, we like you the way you are. And Grant, we knew.
Sable, it's okay if some people aren't your friends.
I might get there someday, but thanks for saying that.
I'm glad that I'm your friend, though.
Me too. Me too.
a frozen body locked in crystal.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Forgot about that.
Any way that I might know what's going on here?
Well, immediately that now that you're in this room, you can feel Hornrim still is quite active.
Mm.
But a few things happen as you're in here. Immediately, Hornrim seems much more alert. He's present as that other sort of personality seems to be drifting around through you. You can feel that prophecy echoing up to the top of your memory. Orbicath has been sealed away, left his war to fight another day. In moonlight, he waits to return to land, once touched by the first returning's hand. Grant, you are feeling a very powerful sense, almost like an alien sense of guilt at the confession that you just gave, of concern, some anxiety. Sabo, you can feel the roughness of stone under your feet. You can start to feel the dryness of the air around you in your mouth. An overall unsettling feeling creeps over your metal skin. And Brie, you feel as though your knife is just a little bit pointier, your edge more honed, as you can see clearly at the crystalline in front of you and at its weakened and fractured state. There's a particular part on this crystalline wall that if you were to sink yourself into, it would surely break apart. And you could bite into a figure for the first time. All of these sensations are momentary before they quell once again.
So yeah, on with it then.
Yep.
First
No-
returning
nothing.
sand.
Nothing else to do.
We all returned at the same time when we came in. We want to do the tap all at the same time. Ready and go.
You all put your hands on the face of this crystalline, and you leave fingerprint smudges on it. There is like a foot of crystal in between you and where this person is.
You all should maybe think about washing your hands.
Maybe it's a little oily down there.
You just craft.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just finished making a gun.
But it definitely did leave some like horrible like oily streaks right on it.
Yeah.
I don't remember eating any jam. Why do I have jam on my
Oh, that was 3 days ago.
hands?
Yeah.
You can feel as you step up, Grant, however, and touch, your painted hand turns a vivid white as it starts to glow. And you can see its light
going.
trying to reach into the crystalline, but unable to penetrate farther enough.
Keep going, buddy. He's focusing.
He's thinking about it real hard.
As said before, Brie, you still can see exactly where the right cut in this crystalline wall would just start peeling away its layers.
Back up a second.
All right.
I'll be careful. I think. Give it a good hard whack.
Okay, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
That's a natural 1.
So not so much a good hard work.
So you drop yourself in the moment you swing, and you just slide down to the ground.
I think I hesitate. I think like I remember that like that thought of like killing the guy, and I'm just like,
fair,
maybe
yes.
I'm not ready for this.
Yes, that's a great point.
All right.
Maybe I
Wait.
should-
Okay.
there's
Hey,
you know what?
game face. Give me 1 sec. Let me just get you psyched up. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Bless on you, which will give you
Ooh.
advantage on all attack rolls and saving throws. here.
Yeah.
I
think Bless gives a D4.
Give it one more.
We believe in you.
You got this.
With advantage this time?
With advantage this
Hold
time.
on.
I believe Bless gives a D4 bonus.
Oh, wait.
A D4. It is a D4.
Yep.
You're right.
So it
It's
overall
not-
helps your accuracy.
Well, that is a 16 plus 5 is 21.
Nice.
Plus the D4 with a 4 is 25.
All right.
Oh my goodness, that is what you need to break very hard crystalline. Yes, you are able to shatter into it. Please roll me some damage.
And 6 damage.
6. Okay. So yeah, you are able to just mar a section out from the stone, several inches deep, about 6 inches deep into this stone, at which point there is this opening where you can see the tendrils of this white light from your hand, Grant, pulling inwards, trying to reach ever further.
I'll see if I go in deeper, if I can connect further.
Give me a charisma save.
I'm gonna back away because that that gap is bigger now.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
8.
8. All right. So you reach out as this light filters through what little crystalline is left in this barrier, and it immediately filters up and through the image of the figure. As you can see, what was once just a stilled person locked in crystalline, you start to see them moving fluidly in many different directions, in a blur.
Easy.
As that light pierces through, the crystalline itself cracks, breaks, and falls in a cascade. But in that moment, you see that light pouring out and filling up, awakening the figure before that light turns dark.
Oh dear.
The darkest dark you think you've ever seen. And at that point, you see a different shape form behind this figure as the rest of the crystalline clatters about, and there's an entire empty space where the figure is holding himself up. A humanoid shape that seems as if it was the highest level of contrast on a television set possible. At which point, as it spills out, you can see the very colors of your skin, of your clothing, begin to dull and fade as they pull deeper towards this person. A sick line of contrast extends from its hand as it raises it to attack the figure.
Whoa.
I'm gonna shoot at it.
You shoot?
I'm gonna shoot at it.
All right, cool. Go ahead and give me a attack roll at disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, not great. Okay. So that's gonna be a 6.
6.
Yeah, no.
Yep. That you fire it out, and as that bolt even comes close, you can see that its wood begins weathering away. Its iron seems to lose its luster, and it falls like dust smattering against this highly contrasted individual.
May I both move forward to try to get and simultaneously grab the figure with my telekinetic movement ability to pull him back, so I'm putting myself between the
100%, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a moment of surprise
Yeah.
in which you are able to quickly act. So yeah, if you want to transpose places with the figure and place yourself there instead, you can.
Yeah.
At which point, we will roll initiative.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah! And I just put myself in the way. This is a bad idea. Okay, here we go. What did we get?
Oh, we are not doing great, guys.
Ooh.
How you feeling? I am not feeling good.
That's a 7 for me.
It's going to be a nat 1 minus 1.
Oh no!
I got a 6.
6.
21.
20.
Explaining how I moved that
Somebody.
fast, I
The
guess.
only thing that beats my 10
We're all just like, no.
All right.
Huh, that's quite contrasting.
Well, in that case, Brie, you are first. You are standing right in front of this being who every shade of color seems the most deep and like opaque hue. Solid. More solid than even the details that you saw when you were outside of the painting in this so-called reality. This thing is wrong. And you can feel that in your very frame. What do you do?
Get out of my world, and I'm gonna roll an attack.
Okay.
Get out of my life.
Let me see here. Yep.
You're not
I'm
my
using
real
my
dad.
second vote for success die with a hope and a dream. Okay. 17.
Nice.
17
Yeah.
Yep.
does not hit.
Oh no.
Oh, boy.
Oh no.
You go to strike as this contrasted shape lifts its arm and a shield in luminous red appears in its hand, blocking your strike. Do you have
Well, bonus action, second strike, I guess.
That's what I figured, yep.
Well,
How about a 21?
21
There we
hits!
go.
hey.
That's a good one.
It's gonna be a hard fight, guys.
Unfortunately, that in my mind was the weaker blow, so it's not gonna do as much damage.
Fair.
But whatever. How's 6 damage?
6 damage is okay. Please give me a dexterity saving throw as you twist around and smack him around that shield, there is an eruption of contrast that tries to envelop you.
14.
14, that is going to... Yes, that saves. So you will not take this vicious fire that erupts out from where you struck him.
Oh boy.
It is, however, his turn.
Oh boy. Oh dear.
He will begin first. He's actually going to step around you, so he's not leaving your reach, but he's going to get closer to being in the center of where you all, and closer towards Orbicath, the figure, who at the moment, you were able to move him out of the way. It seems like he is just barely conscious, getting awareness of his surroundings at this moment.
How close is this guy to me?
Everyone from him is within 30 feet.
Okay.
It's a small, tight chamber that is in the middle of the core of this moon. So yeah, reaching him is not going to be an issue. And in fact, that's more of a concern because as he steps around and is closer to your general area, you can see the color of the world around you begin to dull more rapidly. And specifically, it dulls most where Hornrim is standing. Johnny, you notice Hornrim is standing. Once this thing steps up to you, Hornrim's entire figure and silhouette stands adjacent to you.
Huh.
As this white space envelops him. Oop. And you see Hornrim's eyes grow blank.
Oh.
As he turns to you.
Oh.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence save at disadvantage as you're fighting your own mind.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, that's a.
So,
Give me 1 second to pull up my intelligence save. So it's gonna be an 11.
An 11 will not be enough.
oh.
That's gonna be 10 psychic damage.
That's halved because I am Kalishtar.
Yes, that is right.
So 5.
Awesome. As Hornrim seems to just reach into you, like reach towards your back, and you can feel your spine like being throttled for control. That was one of his actions. Meanwhile, he's going to have that giant contrasted blade, and he is going to swing that at Grant. Ooh, no, 11 does not hit you.
Not gonna do it.
I get another, don't worry. A 13 is not going to hit you either. All right. Yep. He just swipes away, and it's not hard to see this blade coming. It's absorbing like all of the like substance around itself. So you're able to duck right under the way, and it is your turns.
I think you had the higher roll.
Yeah.
It's you.
Yeah, I got a.
I think you got the highest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so Johnny first.
So I'll go next. All right. So I'm gonna be like hard to hit. How about save? And I'll go ahead and cast the. I'll use my new pneumatic rifle to cast Latasha's Caustic Brew at second level, which will require a dex save of 12.
Dex save. All right. Huh. Wow. Okay, that is 11.
It was 11.
All right. That was a very unlucky roll for
If
me.
you fail, so that's gonna be 4d4. I need a
Nice,
That's
44.
right,
Yeah, because he's got that new launcher. You just
moving on up.
pop a vial in, and fire it as there's this magical propulsion behind it. Oh, you know what I bet it does? Because usually you're just throwing the vial of poison. It coats the vial with more acid as it goes through.
Nice.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
All right, so we've got 6, 7, 8. So that's 9 acid damage.
9
And it is
acid
now
damage.
coated, so it needs to either take an action from the it needs to take an action to wipe itself down, or it takes an additional 44 acid damage at the beginning of its turn.
So the only way to clear it is by wiping it away? There's no
take an
save
action.
after?
So a creature covered in the acid takes additional 44 acid damage at the start of each of its turns until it takes an action to scrape or wash the acid off.
Wow. Okay. Nice. Cool. Yep. Yeah. You nail him with a whole ton of acid, which immediately it's vibrant as it bubbles. It seems to lose some of its luster. However, it definitely is digging away and sizzling away at the opaqueness of this form. Who's up next?
What is the ceiling above it made out of?
It would be some sort of hard, like dark opalite. So it's a type of crystalline. It wouldn't be as hard as what Brie had to break through, because it's much more naturally arranged.
Are you gonna shatter the ceiling?
I was thinking about shattering the ceiling.
That's an interesting idea.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I would like to shatter the ceiling. I don't know how that mechanic's gonna work, but
So shattering the ceiling will have that rain down on the people that he's currently engaged with, which is Brie and Grant and him.
What are you gonna do?
We'll be okay.
Yeah.
listen, you guys have got this. Grant, I'm gonna be like, I think you look very agile today.
Oh.
And I'm gonna shatter the ceiling above him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because of the radius of shatter, targeting the ceiling's also going to catch him in the bubble as well as you two. However, you're also going to be shattering crystalline down on him, so that might be a bit extra. I will need Grant and Brie to give me a Constitution saving throw. Is it?
Yeah, I believe it's Constitution.
For shatter against Saybell's DC.
What is the DC? And please don't have it be anything above 15.
14.
Yay!
Ooh, all right. Well, let's see.
Yeah.
16. There we go.
Yeah.
16, nice. Ooh. I got a 12.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay, yeah. Can I say one of those?
Yeah.
Bree.
Or wait, no, it's only 3. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bree already did.
Oh, you already
Oh,
did
you
it.
already got it?
No,
We're
I
good.
got 15.
Oh,
Perfect.
nice. Yeah, cool. So
That was why I said, please don't let it be anything above a
Nice.
15.
Yeah.
That's 10 damage. You guys are still gonna take half.
Yeah, you're still going to take half of this. 10 damage and then some crystalline falling down from above, which is going to be a chance it's going to hit one of you, Grant or Brie. Let me see who. Yep, it's going to go try to hit Grant. It does not get past your armor.
All right.
Yeah, crystalline falls down and smacks against your armor, leaving a few horrible dents. Hopefully you don't have that thing insured.
I don't know what that is.
I know you haven't. You guys didn't take adventuring insurance since session 1 when it was brought up.
Yeah, that's true.
That was a thing.
Oh, it was. It was.
course
That's the.
We don't have
They're
that
like,
kind
how
of
much
money.
does it cost? And they're like,
Yeah,
it's more
fair,
money than
fair.
you have. And we were like, ah.
Okay, yeah.
But some extra damage is coming down. Cool, awesome. So yes, those crystalline shards just clatter down and hit into this horrible opaque contrasted humanoid. And that leaves you, doesn't it?
Well, we know this guy's hard to hit, so I'm gonna be useful. I'm gonna take a minute and say, and I'm gonna cast Compelled Duel.
Oh.
Because we need to keep him away from our guy.
Good point.
Your save is Wisdom 13.
That is a 2.
Come and get me, baby.
Man.
You compel him to the challenge. And he will meet that challenge right after our break.
All right.
All right.
Very scary.
Heyo!
Welcome back to Creative Crits for episode 8 of yet another adventuring party, figuring it out. The second half and hopefully the conclusion. Although it could conclude a lot quicker if
we're all gonna die.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we're not panicking.
the rest of this session could be 10 minutes or more if we're lucky
Or
enough.
2 seconds.
So when we last left off,
No.
Grant, you reached out and did a compelled duel on this contrast humanoid.
This Dark Knight.
At that same time that you do reaching out towards him, which you are reaching out with your left hand while you do this. And as you reach out closer towards him, you can then see something that might shock you slightly. You see an ethereal separate arm coming out from your hand.
Get in there. Get back in there.
Attached to an entire silhouette of this blurred, like feminine figure standing beside you.
Nice.
And channeling similar power in your hand with your duel. And at that point, you can see the white paint of your hand begin to glow with more intensity as it tries to resist the siphoning effect from this creature. The creature does not enjoy it. He is quite provoked. In that case, it will be Brie's turn.
Okay. Can I, because I know it moved past me. Is there a way to maneuver around it, like without provoking an attack of opportunity to get kind of
all it
next to
did was
Grant?
basically step around you within 5 feet to get to Grant, and to also do what it did to Hornrum at the moment. So you are adjacent to it still.
Okay, good. I just want to be able to step in and defend Grant if necessary, but...
Sure, yeah,
I
you
think-
could reposition so it's Grant and you side by side,
Good.
and Orbicath and the rest of you behind. Perfect.
Yes, and I am going to give that another bonus action plus action attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Half to the weapon is probably
Smackety
not going to
smack.
hit at a 16.
16 will miss.
Yep, but what will the actual hit be? Worse.
Ooh.
At an 8.
So yeah, you start swiping where this creature's form is, and you're hitting pure dark contrast that as soon as you strike against it, he's already repositioned himself in a different manner. And your weapon just glides right through these harsh strokes. And it is his turn, unless you have anything else.
I could action surge, but I think I'll save it for
Okay.
now.
Save it.
All right. Then it shall be his turn. First, he will wipe acid from himself as he takes the damage, if I'm correct. He takes the damage.
He takes the damage at the
Yep.
start of his turn, yes.
So go ahead and roll that.
All right.
There we
That
go.
off.
Yeah.
Get it
some,
off.
some nasty acid. Oh, yes.
Nice.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Nice.
So that is
Good
going to
numbers.
be 11 additional acid damage.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
And then he wipes it from himself.
So yeah, it burns and sizzles in, creating an actual texture to his form before you can see a full hand embody itself and wipe that away back into the dark unity of contrast on this figure. He is then going to... he's going to have to attack Grant with his other action. In the meanwhile, actually, I need to do another check for Hornrum. Hornrum is still having his eyes blanked and his personality like receded. He is going to attack you.
Dang it, Hornrim.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. That is a 22 to hit you.
Oh, he got me.
Yeah.
Hornrim.
I'm not doing this, I swear.
And you're going to take 8 psychic damage.
Oof. All right.
The contrasted figure is going to lift up its blade and try to strike down at you. Man, that is 9 to hit you. Nowhere
gonna do it.
near. That is my turn.
All right.
It's back to you.
I think it's you first.
Yep, me first. Okay. So I'm going to reach out to it and I'm gonna say, "You make me sick. Now you're gonna be sick." And I cast Ray of Sickness on it.
Okay.
So it's a Con 12 save.
Con 12.
Man, I don't want to see high contrast vomit.
Yeah.
That's going to be an 18.
An 18. Dang it. So
Yep.
he does save.
I guess we're not gonna.
Nope.
Is it half damage on a fail or
No,
like?
it's just Constitution saving throw. Well, hold on. Sorry. Ray of Second Ingredient energy lashes out towards a creature. Oh, ranged spell attack first to see.
Oh,
if it hits.
okay.
I apologize.
Yep, fair.
So that's a
I'll do the roll.
+4. So it's a 14.
14 does not hit him.
Does not. Okay, so then
Yep.
he doesn't even have to roll.
Okay.
So that's fine.
All right, so then that
So
spell...
nothing happens.
That spell sizzles. You bring forth magical energies and release it. And as it does, it seems to just dissipate itself in the white space building around this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now that the ceiling has been like shattered a little bit, how tall is this room?
Oh, fair. I would say that overall it's now 20 feet tall.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Time to get big, buddy. And I'm gonna cast enlarge on him.
Big.
Big.
Big, big, big.
You
We
are
need a
big,
name for big. Like
grand, big hand.
Grand.
Grand.
Yes. He becomes grand left hand.
Grand left hand.
Yes.
And then I am also going to look over at Brie and say, Brie, hi. And I'm going to give you an inspiration.
That was the
Sable. I
nicest
needed
high that I ever got from anybody.
And that's my turn.
Is that a D4 inspiration?
D6.
D6.
Inspiration.
Nice.
That's lovely. Thank you.
You're
Well
doing
then,
just-
grand left hand. It is your turn.
I'm gonna try to hit him.
Yeah.
And we're
Smack.
actually, I guess we'll save this until we see roll results on the first one. Oof, we're saving that for later.
Yeah,
'cause that's
'cause
just
that's
not
not
gonna
gonna-
do it.
No.
Oof.
Oh, yep, that's gonna just whiff right past him. Yep, right where he was standing. It reveals that he was not.
In fact, standing there.
You miss. In that case,
It's
it's
like
going to
trying
return
to
to
smoke.
Bree at the top of the initiative.
Not a fan of this guy. Okay, I think this time I'm gonna use my bonus action to recover one of my side dice
Okay.
because the attacks aren't hitting that well, and I have a feeling I'm gonna need a lot of shields coming up. Whole lot of shields. But I will still make my attack.
Okay.
This is terrifying.
So right now I'm sitting at a 14.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, the inspiration die could get me there. But I don't know if I should use it right now.
Save it for the next
Okay.
one.
Okay, I'll save it. I'll save it.
All right.
When it's a close thing, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Any secondary attack or?
No, I used my bonus action this time
That was
to
the
do the recovery of
psychic-
a psychic
okay.
energy die.
Got it. All right.
'Cause we're
Then
gonna need them protected
it's
fields,
going to
I think.
return
Yep.
back
Yep.
Big guy.
to this sinister image.
Oh, wait, I probably need to make a check to maintain concentration because of taking a hit from Hornroom.
Good point.
What is the DC on
It's half of the amount of damage that you took.
Or 5.
5? So 2.
Don't roll it too.
Okay.
All right,
You're
we're
good.
good.
Cool.
I could roll, but
Yep,
Yeah,
you
but
maintain the
it's-
duel. In that case,
I hate hearing all those dice rolling around so much.
I know.
he is going to try to cut you with this most sinister blade. That is a critical hit!
Oh, no!
Oh,
I'm
yes!
getting ready with. I'm ready to to throw out that damage reduction. Let's just get
Okay.
that out of the way.
So let me see here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, regretting that compelled duel already.
All right.
It's a lot of rattling.
You are going to be taking 8 slashing damage.
Oh, that's not. That's fine.
That's the first.
That's
And
a comma, not a period.
9 necrotic damage.
Oh, right.
17.
So 17.
Reduce that by 5.
All right, so down to 12.
barrier.
Yep.
Nice. Yep, your psychic barrier blocks it, which helps quite a bit because as this blade finally connects into you, Grant, that feeling of guilt that you had seeping into you, that anxiety when you first stepped into this room, now you know exactly where it came from. It came from this. And as it stabs into you, you are feeling overwhelming emotion tying back to specific places back in the real world, places you might not wish to bring your mind to. And that's why it hurts.
I wish I knew.
That's why you're taking the damage. a lot of people just say you take damage.
But also
Now my head hurts too.
All right, hard. So you got all that? That was my first attack.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm out of reaction.
That's
so
how.
good
Oh
luck,
yeah,
buddy.
concentration check to
Oh
maintain.
yeah.
spell.
So that was 12
12,
reduced.
so
So
that's
we gotta beat a
6.
6.
Yep, you gotta beat a 6.
Oh.
All right. Compel duel is broken.
Compelled duel is broken as your mind is brought to distant memories. And this thing will then turn towards, well, Brie is the next thing in its way, so it's gonna have to go for Brie.
Hi.
Okay, so in that case,
Yep.
Yeah, Sentinel.
Yeah.
10. I am gonna go. No, even with a 6, it's not gonna get him high enough. So,
Yeah.
no, wait.
Plus your
I have a plus
modifier.
5.
Yeah.
So
okay,
yeah,
so 15 plus your dice. So
18.
18. Yeah, that is going to hit.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's it then. I rolled a
That's
17
good.
earlier. That's the threshold.
As its blade cuts right into where a normal person's body would be. But Brie is a cheese knife. He misses completely.
I need one more D8 from somebody because we're divine smiting here. Because
Yeah.
no
do
sense in.
it.
Yes!
Get him.
Oh,
Like
and
this-
no, I have to take an action to tap the hand. I'll have to wait for next round to tap the hand.
Yeah.
Also, it's white. I don't know what that does.
No, actually, the hand would be counted as ongoing at the moment.
Oh.
Yep. So
Okay.
you have that feature
Yeah.
activated.
Well,
It was
let-
not activated by
Let's
you.
see what that does.
A lot of
Oh,
ones
that's a
there.
So many
D4.
That's
With the additional damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Persuasion, yeah.
1 plus 2 more. Yeah. So
Oh, it's a 7. not a
3 plus
7 is
10, 15 plus 6, 21.
21. Awesome. Yes.
Damn, nice.
Thanks.
You bring forth your righteous light that immediately brings a deeper amount of realism to this contrasted figure.
Sure.
And
Thank you.
you can, it bites harshly as you're able to see exactly how to dig your weapon in and actually cut into part of its body. Thick, dark droplets of contrast fall to the ground and dissipate within the graying white space beneath him. I'm out of attacks.
Well, now you do actually get to attack.
I already
but you
rolled
missed.
and I missed entirely.
All right.
Yeah. Rolled a 1, so he went aiming for
He
how you would
assumed I
cut
had
a
an-
body.
Yeah, he assumed I had an invisible wielder or
Yep.
something. I don't know.
Thank you.
There it is. Yep.
I'm my own weapon.
So in that case, it is back to you, Johnny Dynamite.
All right. I'm going to say, well, I can't make you sick, but I can still burn. And I'm going to cast Tasha's Caustic Brew at first level again. So
All right.
Dex save of 12.
Dex save of 12. That is a 12.
Ah, dang it. Beats it, beats
Exactly.
it. So, yeah, nope, he's able to dodge out of the way there.
Yep.
But he's re-acided anyway.
No,
Not yet,
5
nope.
foot direct.
No,
Wipe
he's
that away.
wiped.
This
Okay.
would have recoded it.
Reapplied.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in fact, not only does he succeed, but even if that line would explode and catch him part way, you have a feeling that he would, how quickly this thing is moving, it would be able to get out of the way entirely. It would evade any possible damage.
Okay, gotcha.
Anything
Alright.
else?
That was my action. Let me see here. Oh no, healing word is a bonus action.
Yes.
So I will go ahead and heal Grant.
I would appreciate
Yeah.
that. It's getting a little.
Do that.
So you get 5 HP back.
Yeah.
All right.
All
That
right.
is something.
That is something.
That is a whole number.
Yep.
Sabo.
Yeah. This creature is gonna start hearing within its head, if you're too contrasty, how do you see the world in between?
Ah.
And it's gonna get some dissonant whispers on it. It needs to make a wisdom saving.
Is this a charm effect at all?
No, I don't think so. I believe it's just a.
Yeah, I would have to say it can
Charm.
only doesn't affect things that can't be charmed or whatnot.
No. Yeah,
Okay,
you're-
cool.
You're good.
So it is an intelligence saving throw.
As long as it can hear
Wisdom.
me, it's good. It is a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, wow. Okay. Yep. That
Yeah,
is
on this.
that is a 1.
Whoa!
Yeah.
It's gonna take 3d6.
Okay.
This guy whispers is really mean.
Whoa, yeah.
Oh yeah!
12 damage.
12. Nice.
Damage, and it needs to move away from me as far as it possibly can.
So it has to move away from Grant and Brie. So both of you would get an opportunity attack.
I already got a reaction.
You already got your
I
reaction.
already got a reaction.
Okay.
Ah.
So it's basically it just backs up. It's backing actually right back into where Orbicath was first held in this broken crystalline geode.
Hopefully, don't regret that.
Anything else?
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna tell Grant. You're doing a real good job today.
I am not. Appreciate you.
Grant,
Thanks,
it's
that's a lie.
it's your turn to do a job.
Yep. Close with this guy. Let's
You know, you came a long way from moving crates down at the dock.
Yeah. That was never. They didn't even pay me for that. I was just
Yeah.
doing it for free.
I know.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, let's burn this dice.
Oh
Yeah.
20.
20 hits.
Yeah.
Get him.
All right.
Which you're going up to strike him, so that means you're going to walk right up into that chamber where he was held. As you do, you see that same figure attached to your arm, that silhouette striding with you in a blur.
Come on, baby. That's going to be
Not bad.
7 plus 6, so 13.
13. Do you have any smites left?
No, I between the bless, the compelled duel, and the smite, I'm out.
Dang. All right.
Sick.
Then it's going to be, oh man, yeah, you cut into this thing and it seems like its contrast is wavering. You can almost start to see space in between its form. And that's when Brie knows it might be just the right time to strike this thing down.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Do it.
Closing the distance. First
'em.
hit. It's a natural 1.
Oh! Thanks.
Naturally.
Okay, natural 1. You stride right up
I hover.
to this figure. Yeah, well, hover. As you do,
Well, you
with
kinda-
a nat 1, I would like you to please give me a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh.
This is against fear.
Oh no. My wisdom saving throw I think is a -1. So that's a 5.
Yeah, you're
Uh,
pretty much an unwise group, mostly.
Yeah.
So, you step up ready to strike, and that's when you can feel, Brie, it feels almost as if your knife isn't there. The weight you're associated to your own body seems dissipated. You feel as though you're simply a frame of who you were. Almost an outline. And this shakes you to your very core. You're going to have disadvantage on your next attack roll.
okay. Gotta keep going. 17 or a 14. So
Both
it's a
good.
19 either way.
19
Nice.
hits, yes!
Yeah.
Okay. And you know what? I managed to land that hit, so this time we're expending another die to do Sonic Strike to add
Yes.
some more
Nice.
damage onto
Awesome.
this.
Yeah.
Um,
Get it.
So we'll be doing that is 7 damage plus 3 damage, 10 damage in total.
10 damage. What do you say as you plunge yourself into this void?
Brie does not have good one-liners.
Is that what you say? Brie does not have a good one-liner.
Yeah.
Oh.
Catchphrase.
That would be kind of funny since you're right now perceiving yourself as multiple lines.
I'm very uncomfortable with this!
Yeah! And you stab right in, pulsing with that psionic mind that you have, this connection to the painting of Pentement itself. And as you stab into this thing, you can feel it buckle under your hit. And you can feel its essence crumple away. As quickly, all of these details that it has been slowly absorbing spill back haphazardly onto the world around it, and this contrast grows dim until it dissipates with naught but a whiff of smoke.
Well, that was intense.
Hope we don't
What was
regret that.
that?
My goodness, you hear a voice say behind you. You look and you can only see a multiple blurred vision of the figure of Orbicath. Looking at his whole form, it seems as if he's layered from multiple different perspectives at once. But looking directly on one portion of him solidifies itself into one perspective. You see his face, his skin, almost a cool gray tone, bald, with this short orange goatee. And he says, "So it is time then."
I guess so.
He closes his eyes, and as he does, you can feel yourself being lifted
Whoa,
back
gee,
up
all right.
through the crust of the moon.
Okay.
And you awaken, eyes blinking, right in front of the orb, the main cloaked Woon warden standing there, and a solidified form of just what looks like a bald old man,
I'm Grant.
holding himself up. I know. You weren't supposed to come.
All right.
Ah.
That's a little bit of a rude,
Yeah.
rude way to address somebody who just released you.
Yeah.
No, please, it is shocking. I can elaborate as to why. You were not the one to return and free me. I saw her for a moment before you struck that thing down.
Oh,
She
there was.
touched you.
Are you okay?
I feel okay.
You feel okay? All right.
And yeah, that the paint on your hand seems to be quickly dissipating back to its just regular, opaque, non-glowing sort of manner. And you can feel this other personality that was hitched onto you disappear as well. Pretty much the same moment that this thing that you've defeated.
Yeah, apparently I'm not the only person with other essences inside of me.
I do not know any of you, he says, before starting to smile. That means we have hope then. Come. You need not dwell in this place any longer. No one need be. Over the course of about an hour, Orbicath is brought by most of the other Woon wardens and is taken care of for they're just being really overly cautious about him for some time. As you are not back to your cells, you are standing outside on Woon, looking down at the flat scape of Pentement down below. When after an hour of deliberation, you can see Woon wardens walking Ronald Daylight out in the open, cuffed behind, as Orbicath approaches you. I find the easiest way to divulge the foreseen is through the questions that I had not foreseen myself.
Right.
I am sure you have many of them.
No, but that's just...
Hi, I'm Sable. Are we friends?
We are unacquainted. However, I do see an amiable connection in our future.
I think that means we're friends, which is good, because everything that I've met that we aren't friends with, we've kind of killed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. What the heck happened with Hornrim down there? I was,
Yeah, what was that,
Do you guys need some time to talk?
Oh, no, we hate each other. That's just kind of our relationship.
Adorable.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just I'm in control most of the time, so.
Man, you keep someone around that you hate the whole time, says Ronald Daylight.
I don't have
You're
any
not part of
choice.
this discussion. Go away.
I killed my own brother, to be fair. Yeah, fair.
Yeah. So.
He quiets up. You have brought another mind along with you on your journey, Dynamite.
Mm.
There is a grand danger in that, but also an avenue of expression that none other may have the chance to divine. You have all entered into the painting recently. Is this true?
Ugh, we've been
Relatively.
back and forth a few times, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I live here.
That's true. She didn't, and she entered the painting or they entered the painting when they were born.
Yeah.
So.
A cheese knife, he says as he ignores you all for a moment, gliding up to Brie.
Uh-huh.
Astonishing. My, how you've grown.
Wait, what?
What?
I guess I used to be small, yeah?
I mean
Is that
not,
what you mean?
I mean not simply you, but your people as well.
Oh.
I had visions of spoons and silverware dancing amongst their own under moonlight. But I never thought that day would actualize itself. Obviously,
Yeah.
much has changed since I've been locked away.
Yeah, the figures were overthrown, and then some other regimes were overthrown, and
And there's this
well, now we're getting enslaved again, but that's a whole other thing.
Those first two things were to be expected. That last one is a real downer. I'm sorry to
Yeah.
hear that.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm getting the vibe, at least initially, that you're not evil, but I figure we should probably ask, are you evil?
I am free in my expression.
So.
I have not fallen to the path
cool.
that others of the court have.
Let me put it this way. Oppression, yay, nay.
I gave up my life to seal away that which you have now vanquished, simply to try to stop the perpetual carnage
Stop
of what I've left.
That's good. Yeah, that's generally a good. Yeah.
I, Orbicath, sealed myself away at the height of a grand conflict known as the Eraser War, taking sinister Lauren, who you have just met, with me. As you've already met, the Woonlings swore themselves to me during this war. A tumultuous conflict that had come to split the court of figures. The court of figures, as they called themselves, as we called ourselves, were a conglomerate of bright souls, labeled outcasts and eccentrics by the real world, and who were personally invited by the wizard Reorjeger Blinvi to stay in his own constructed demiplane. There we lived here in isolated peace, in beauteous backdrops for as long as we liked, as long as we abided by the one rule. If you stay, create. The wizard Reorjeger Blinvi held massive banquets for many years in his palace of embodied expression. But as time went on, he dwelled less and less in the painting, as we came to find it to be more of our home. In his absences, the painting flourished under the creative fluidity of the figures. Entire peoples began to populate from the diversity of brushstroke. New lands developed from new perspectives. And in enough time, the court of figures began to see this new world as more real than their homelands, and their lives more meaningful. So they stayed.
Quick, was this,
So they created.
was this, did this Jaegerbomb Limey, did he make the painting?
Reorjeger Blinvi.
Jaeger.
He constructed this place.
Okay,
Yes,
all right.
with one specific vision. I can see in the reflection of your sheen, Brie, that this concerns you to some extent. Are not
It's
all
kind of-
worlds
well-
created? Are they not all eventually destroyed?
Hopefully no.
I don't know. It's just that recently I got to see my world come very close to being destroyed, which, from the outside looking in isn't the best experience.
You've had this silverware cross the boundary.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
interesting.
On accident. It was on accident.
On accident, surely it is not known to be done.
I mean, we grabbed hands and then we were yeeted out of the painting and
There was a big goose involved.
yeah.
Honestly, it was kind of nice, though.
Then that settles it. Be not concerned, Brie. You and most peoples in this land were created, but it is quite now self-evident that you are all independent.
Independence is good.
I return now to a land that I once thought I knew. However, we thought we knew it too well. Some in the court of figures stayed, who could not suspend their disbelief. A number of the court were beauteously ambitious, desiring the best of both of their worlds. And so some sought to recreate parts of reality within the painting. In doing so, without our knowing, we broke the integral rule. We recreated. And in doing so, we stumbled upon the hyperreal.
Yep.
As you have now stumbled into a hyperreal sword.
Okay.
Grand left hand.
I borrowed this. Gonna give it back.
No, I mean the thing, it stabbed you.
Oh, yeah. No, that wasn't fun.
What?
How did that feel?
Have you been stabbed?
Only a little.
Generally, same, but also got real bad up there for a sec.
If I have returned, that means that the boundaries of Pentiment are weakening. The fact that a silverware has crossed the threshold and re-entered is proof of that enough. You entered this painting, and in doing so, you began change. This change was not your own fault. It is the mechanism of another, a hidden mind, one that dwells not in this land, but in your own.
Just as a point of order, could it have been a goose?
It could not have been a goose.
Good. We liked that guy.
Why do you mention a goose?
Oh, there was just a goose on the loose.
Oh,
It was the familiar of a wizard that we knew. That
It was
had
very
this
big
painting.
and very scary.
whatever you...
Until we sang to it, and then that was fine.
Yeah.
A wizard?
Right, early Greg? I
Yeah.
believe.
Am I not the first figure?
I mean, you're the first one that we've run into that was here before we were,
Early
I guess.
Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his name.
That expression matches none of the 24 of the court.
All right. I'm 24.
I doubt he was on a court. No offense to him.
He
really
just he
seem
doesn't
scary
have
enough
his
to
stuff
have been one of
together.
them.
Yeah.
So it has been weakening enough.
Yes.
You are not the only ones here.
No.
There are others.
No.
Yeah.
They were kind of what's the term from our not friends.
Yeah. Not friends. Yeah.
They do not belong here.
Buttholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Many that are here do not belong here. Including myself.
But you are one of the original court of figures, right?
Yes.
So I mean. You
And
created
most
this
of the
place.
court of figures have fallen.
true.
Fallen.
So as we know.
Ooh.
I will do what I can to assist in this path that you have all taken. You look upon me with some hesitation, as if I am any different from you all. Know this, the court of figures were all normal people, outcasts and eccentrics who found their home in Pentement. You are on the same path. And as for the silverware, Brie, you are on a path unlike any I have seen. But you cannot dwell here aimlessly. It is dwelling too long within Pentiment that started to drive certain figures for longing for their reality. I imagine that so far your interactions with the painting have been transient. You haven't remained here for quite long.
I think this is the longest we've stayed.
Yeah.
Because you have been fed food by the woundlings. You have
Ah,
eaten of
yeah.
the substance of Pentiment.
Oh yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh no.
Beware the most delectable of tastes. They may take hold of your personality.
Didn't we find that orc dude was being like gorged
They're
on
really
food?
plumping him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making
That's
sure that he
right.
stays for a long time.
That's not good. Yeah. I'm not supposed to be able to taste like IRL.
I have the sense that that is some anachronism acronym. I have no idea what
Oh,
it means.
An acronym.
We
An
came up
acronym.
with it while we were hanging out at one point. We were like, oh, well, there's the painting, but then what do we call the outside? And we call...
Your
we
world is
real
called
life.
Iril?
Yes. No.
Earl.
In real life.
I'd pronounce that
Uh,
Iril.
Also, come on, Sable, this is pretty real.
Oh,
You
well.
know?
Yeah, this was early on. Now that I think about it, it's a
Believe
little
me,
offensive.
this world is as real as any other.
Okay.
But there is only one place that is more real.
We could call it out of painting.
And it is my
Oop.
duty to ensure that that does not expand back onto Pentiment.
So that thing that we fought, that was hyper real?
That was Sinister Loren, one of the original court of figures that fell to the split personality of Rhaegar Blinvi.
Fell to the split personality of Brie. So there's more than one personality of Rhaegar.
Once the court of figures started recreating reality in the painting, their attitudes began to shift. The painting began to change and adapt in ways that we had not anticipated. And we had not seen our host in a long, long time. It was assumed that through my own visions, he would return and would be able to set our perspective straight. He did return in 2 different shades. One that took to the original intention of the painting, and another that saw the raw ambition possible in the hyperreal. I know not how that war ended, but if we stand here today, it is because that second aspect failed.
Well, that's good.
If I am still here, it means that it is not ceasing its quest to succeed.
What does Emperor Heroism Devile mean to you?
Is that like some king that's a bottle or something?
Yeah, he's the current oppressor of
You got it in one, really, to be honest.
Wait
That's-
a minute. Brie bottles. My goodness. The palace.
Yes.
The palace of embodied expression must have ruptured. These things were not created by figures. They were original creations of Rhaegar Blinvi. Gaining sentience. You said there has been 2 wars in this grand history since my disappearance.
Yeah, the figures were first overthrown.
The background shall take the foreground, and its items will be made its focus.
Brie, do you know what the Palace of Embodied Expression is?
Do I?
You have never heard that before in your life, except early tales that you were told when you were just but a handle. You remember there being a constant palace that was brought up, speaking of a time where all of the silverware were united in one grand kingdom.
It was kind of like a pleasant children's story. You know, there's a palace, we're all united together, we're strong. I don't
Yes.
remember it being called a Palace of Embodied Expression, but
None but the court of figures knew that name. So I am unsurprised it has not trickled its way into history. However, I would be unsurprised if references wouldn't have made their way by another name. Brie, you have spent many weeks being a fighter for your people. Your path does not lead further down this road. You must return to your homesake. You must return to the library. If you wish to try to stop this emperor from stepping into the wrong hole of possibility.
Right. To the library, I suppose.
So some things to consider. One, Orbicath also says, one, you should probably all leave the painting as soon as possible,
Okay.
so that you can reacquaint yourselves back with reality for some moment. As well, now that he is released, the Woon Wardens see no strict adherence to their duty as it has been accomplished. There is no reason for them to retain Ronald Daylight. And the best place for him, the most fitting punishment they can think of, is sending him back to the real world.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Sucks back there.
He's gonna have an even worse time.
Nah.
Oh yeah, because you're all wanted for arson and kidnapping. Now, one thing that would immediately come to mind from any of you is this guy was like the top most wanted in Reston up till about a week ago.
Yeah.
Where you were then taking the spot. If he were to be turned in,
Yeah.
that would definitely
Put
blow
us in a better
smoke
life.
over
Well,
your
and he's been
tail.
disappeared for a while, so we could possibly frame him for some crimes.
Maybe we could blame him for the arson too, so that say that
yeah.
that was him, not you guys.
I'm so proud of you for knowing what arson is now.
I'm not really pleased that I know about it, but I guess I know more things.
Since he shall be taken back to the real world, I can see quite a well put together little farm down there. That would be a grand shame to go to waste. Especially seeing as you now have even more mouths to feed.
That's true.
You're not yet aware. Take a look through this spyglass, he says, as a Woon Warden points it to you. You take a look down from the moon back at where the farm is, at which point you can see a dust cloud rippling up. An epiphany engine pulling 3 full wagons with a set of drawers on the back of each wagon. As you can see, Shams ride up on the epiphany wagon and step out, as most of the village of Goldsink
Yay.
steps out from it as well.
Yay! Settlement. All right.
You will not be able to save all of them, but the connections and friendship you have tried to make certainly has its payoffs.
Seems so.
Would the Woon people would they have any interest in potentially having a new calling?
What did you have in mind? Orbicath
Guardianship
says.
seems to be in.
Yeah,
my
all
mind.
the crescents, they all start vibrating,
Vibrating.
their crescents in excitement.
Well, I think the primary calling should be protection of the homestead,
Of course.
and their secondary calling, their prophecy, if you would say, should be that one day we will call upon them to help us fight a great battle, potentially, maybe.
Do you aim for that great battle to be against the Emperor and his forces?
Potentially.
Then there is a small flaw with that plan. Woon cannot enter into the central dominance of Pentement, for it is always locked in the same day. This is because, and I know by witnessing it myself from here far in the Western lands, the Emperor has captured the Northern Moon.
Not the
He has seized Noon. And so as long as Noon has been seized, Woon cannot approach.
So we may need to free Noon.
We need to free Noon in order to
Save the news.
be able to.
Yeah.
The secret leading to that, I will imagine, will also be in Brie's library,
All right.
All right.
which at the moment is in the personal study of the Emperor in the capital.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, do you guys call the last one the Yoon?
He calls himself Estun.
Estun.
That's fine.
And
I
we are not on talking terms.
That makes sense. East and west, it can't get much more different.
Before you ask, we've
Not
been
my
looking for the
business, man.
southern moon, but they just say it's coming soon.
We got a lot of moons to track down.
Yeah. How do we get down?
Oh, Heroism Devile owes us a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I'm not sure he's gonna pay that to us as it stands.
Yeah, you think he would probably...
Seems like he's, gonna betray us. Like I was pretty sure he was going to
Yeah.
from the outset
Yeah, sounds
because he's terrible
Just remember,
and I hate him.
when we're beating him up, to take our fair share of the money.
Yeah.
We'll just take the amount we're owed.
Yeah.
Plus interest.
So, yes, you are able to return to the farm down below. Orbikath will actually come with you. As a figure and a diviner, he sees no better place for himself than currently advising you along your own path towards figuredom. Another thing that might bring to mind as you also see Shams once again, who is completely just over the moon to see you about all of
Woon,
this.
even.
And immediately he begins offering, saying, Grant, I saw an imposter of yours, and it was making its way into the capital. I knew it wasn't you to begin with.
Yeah, because he was using words.
Yeah, you don't use words.
He's a real friend. He understands you.
So I went immediately. I thought, well, what would you all do? And I went and got everyone in Gold Sink that I could. And then I tried to find you. And I found this farm. And then you just came out from the moon. How did you do that?
Oh, we tried to kill him.
Oh my goodness, is that a figure? He says as he's almost knocked off of his 1 foot.
Yes, it's Orbikath from the myths.
I don't know that one, but that's mighty impressive.
People should read more.
Saybell.
Yeah.
Saybell.
Yeah.
There.
Hi.
Someone's pretending to be you too.
Yeah,
I
we
know
saw that.
He doesnn't stack up.
No, but they're listening to him.
Ridiculous.
Who?
They're corralling all the different silvery villages into a specific new city under his rule. You've been promoted.
Oh.
You're a duke now.
Well,
I mean, you're not a duke. The imposter's a duke.
Well,
Which is pretty
Sable's
dookie.
also a duke if he lies about it, right?
I'm a mayor. It's
Or is
better
he
than a
telling
fan.
the truth about it and becoming a duke by outing the liar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, so
I'm just saying, if they're gonna make someone that looks like Sable be a duke, then our Sable's a duke too, as far as I can tell.
Yep, that's exactly how that works.
Yep, fair.
Obercath, I know this is typically your thing to see the future. I foresee myself attending one of this Sable's speeches and get him in a good heckle.
You don't need a diviner. I'm pretty sure that's put on like a schedule or something.
It was a,
You do not need me as much as you think.
I don't.
He really doesn't.
I like you.
However, momentarily being reawake from stasis is tiring. I'm going to go use this bed in this farmhouse. It looks quite comfortable.
There we go.
Feel free.
Is there anything you all wish to do here before either retiring here in Pentement or trying to retire back home in the real world?
If you guys are going back, then I'm coming with you.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like it there, but I want to know what's going on, so...
She has already crossed the threshold. What damage has been done is done.
Well,
Right.
That's ominous, but okay.
I mean, what damage was done?
I don't know that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you think I know everything?
I mean, that's
if I knew
what-
everything, why would I have a job?
That's true.
Well, in the myths, you do know everything, so that's our bad, really.
I don't know everything a lot of times until I realize that I know it. It's not that helpful for me.
I feel the same way.
It's like constantly giving good advice and never knowing how to follow up on it yourself. I'm gonna follow up to bed.
Every once in a
We
while,
will end it here for tonight with the Emperor having betrayed
Yep.
all of our party, and any face in his anywheres being alongside, part of the hyperreal now escaping as the exact same time as a figure is returned. Weird silhouettes, Hornrim acting weird, and a farmer who's a thief that really needs to go to jail bad. We'll pick up with YAAP on episode 9, 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Catch us, the 17th it should be, next Sunday.
Catch us.
Yeah.
Catch us then.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for watching Creative Crits. Be sure to be liked, subscribed, following us on our Twitch, on our YouTube, Instagram, so that you can stay keyed in for the development of this awesome plot.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching, and have a great
Bye,
night.
team.
Good night.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.